What's up, guys? Hope this week so far. Once again, we're an SCP Foundation video. We're looking at SCP-6511 Oblivion Access. It's a K class scenario. I don't know if I remember right. I could be wrong. K class is the worst. So I'm expecting something really bad. Something probably completely horrific. That's the loss of entire human civilization. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a really nice bonding video. So I'm definitely excited for this very warm and not overly violent video. So it's gonna be great. Like always, if you guys want to check out the original video, it'll be in the description. I highly encourage you guys to check out any of the creators I react to. Because like I always say, all the credit goes to them because they take the time to take all this information and make it into a easy to understand video, a video that I'm able to watch, react to, and understand, and learn about this amazing universe that's SCP universe. So without these guys, I would have no idea what I'm doing. So please show them some love. Also, if you guys enjoy my content, if you guys enjoy my reactions, please remember to like and subscribe. Let's get to it. It's a cool intro.
Clearance required. D11 eyes only. Emergency access. The following file is banned from all access at any clearance level and quarantined from the SCP database.
Oh shit.
Access to this page is to only be attempted by the Department of 1 in the event of Contingency 1 being called into effect. If you are not a member of the Department of 1, stop reading immediately and close this page now. By opening the file below, you will immediately activate Contingency 1 and understand the ramifications of such a process. This process cannot be reversed for any reason. By nature of your position, you have been granted access to trigger Contingency 1 without the need for Overseer Council oversight. It is trusted that you are aware of the circumstances requiring a Contingency 1 activation, and will not access this page early, or without proximate and urgent need. If you wish to proceed with this action, a button only visible to you will permanently unlock the contents of this file.
Ooh.
Item number SCP-6511. Object Class Thaumiel. Special Containment Procedures. You are to read this document and follow the instructions within. Description: SCP-6511 is a series of emergency protocols causing the intentional and near complete removal of the SCP Foundation and its constituent components from reality.
Oh.
SCP-6511 is this page and all instructions and information within it, which acts as the outward manifestation of these protocols. Do not stop listening. The mechanism allowing for the existence of SCP-6511 are inherently encoded into all people, objects, and concepts adjacent to the Foundation. The utilization of SCP-6511 is dependent on the activation of Contingency 1, a mechanism exclusively keyed to the Foundation Department of 1. Please note that SCP-6511 is only to be used in a scenario where the Foundation's continued existence is a threat to itself and to established reality. The Department of 1 was created as part of initial formulation of SCP-6511. It is unique in that it consists of a single individual which acts as its entire staff at any and all points in time. The death of a Department of 1 is immediately followed by the appointment of a replacement, and only one can exist at a time. The current Department of 1 is to be isolated from the vast majority of Foundation.
Just so I just understand this, so I know that there's, I can't remember exactly the name, but it's like you got the upper echelon, I can't say that, just you guys get the gist. There's like that top branch of people, you know, like at the table, you know. Are these individuals lower than this one, or are they at the same level? You know, I'm just trying to understand, because clearly this individual is very important if there's only one at a time. So I'm kind of curious to see if you're clarifying this video, or if you guys are able to clarify it. Is this person the pinnacle of SCP Foundation, saying he has the power to erase the entire Foundation? Or is it just another piece of the puzzle? Curious.
Operations.
Curious.
And not to be given additional duties beyond those granted by their department membership.
Okay.
The preservation of the Department of 1 is to be ensured at all costs.
Just remember, it's the O5 Council. Is that right? It just popped in my head. That's I think that's the name of them, right? I think so.
If
Right?
you are listening to this version of the document, you possess Department of One clearance. In a scenario where SCP-6511 protocols must be executed, it is currently your responsibility to activate the mechanism, neutralize the threat, and restore the SCP Foundation. By the nature of the consequences of activating SCP-6511, it is unknown how much of this or any other information you will retain following the activation. Potential threats that may require the activation of SCP-6511 are, by the nature of this protocol, almost entirely unknown and not understood. There is very little information available to prepare the Department of One for their duty, apart from that which resides in this document. The success of the Department of One in restoring the Foundation is dependent almost entirely on factors outside of the Foundation's control. For these reasons, SCP-6511 should only be activated in cases where any other option would result in the destruction of the SCP Foundation, or worse. The origins and creators of SCP-6511 are currently unknown. Similarly, the record of Contingency 1 activations is also unknown, although inconsistencies in historical records of the Foundation suggest possible reference points. By virtue of your position, you are also believed to have knowledge of the SCP-6511 activation record that is not available to any other member of the Foundation. However, this suspicion has never been confirmed by you or any of your predecessors. If you have reached this section of the file, Contingency 1 has already been activated. Continue listening for further instructions. Do not stop listening under any circumstances. The Department of
Just
One,
deep.
which is yourself, is a division of the Foundation that exists entirely outside of its sectional hierarchy.
Oh.
It is imperative that you understand the full responsibilities of the Department of One before you are forced to begin them shortly.
You are not safe here. The SCP Foundation has, for nearly the entirety of its existence, enjoyed the position of reigning warden over the anomalous world, if not the world at large itself. It wields nearly unlimited political, financial, and physical power to the point that opposition to our goals is easily understood, confronted, or managed through the employment of the resources at our disposal. We have weathered many storms and come out relatively intact. We are tempted to view ourselves as the apex predators of the anomalous world. However, the greatest misconception of the average Foundation employee is that this does not mean we are invincible. Imagine a being with the traits of a perfect predator, a being that can match its prey's every move,
It's always a bigger
parrying
fish,
all
man.
attacks and breaking every defense, knowing exactly where it is at all times. These beings are the ultimate liability for the Foundation, a sufficiently powerful organization, entity, or other unknown force with the ability to relentlessly, completely and instantly fix upon targets without needing even its knowledge is the only unbeatable threat to the Foundation. It will run, it will follow, it will shake off and adapt to our every attempted attack. But we are paralyzed, so resiliently stable, so swelled with our own power that nothing can stop the inevitable point where it finds our neon sign and pounces. When an entity is rendered prey, it essentially has two options: fight or flight, direct confrontation to neutralize the threat, or simply evading it until it is eventually shaken or lured away. But the perfect predator is unfazed by either. It will keep stalking you, never running out of energy or resources no matter how far you go. And, when you least expect it, it will destroy you in an instant, leaving no trace. No time for you even to scream. Evolution will create such beings, ideal survivors, feeders, lurking in every corner of the anomalous world. Perfect defense is nothing to the perfect predator. In the face of such an entity, the only creatures that have a chance to survive are something entirely new. A perfect hider, something with the ability not just to run, but to disappear. The ultimate form of playing dead, to die for so long that the hunter that has marked you will grow bored of the chase, wither away, or even die.
It's such a cool way to look at it. I don't know if any of my communities ever had a fight or flight response before. For those who don't know, is like the best way you can picture is if you've ever seen like a deer and like you're walking, let's say you're just walking in the neighborhood or whatever, and the deer stops and stares at you, like they all stop and are intently staring at you. They're basically in the fight or flight response. They're trying to basically they're focusing all their energy on you to see either should we run from the situation or should we fight the situation, and they're trying to capture all the data. So like if you go in a fight or flight response, your heart will beat faster, your adrenaline will start pumping, your eyes would dilate, you might sweat a little bit, and basically is that you're only focused on the stressor in front of you. Um, it's really cool if you guys ever want to like check it out. You can like look up some research on it and whatnot. It's really interesting just about how like your brain works like that, and it's how we evolved through thousands of years to become where we are now. It's instead of growing claws and teeth and whatnot, we became more intelligent, so we're actually able to understand this stuff and able to become the apex predator. But like they're saying here, there's always a bigger fish in some regard. It's like we're the most intelligent beings on this planet, but I know for a fact that there's not anyone in this world, myself included, that can fight a grizzly bear or a tiger or a lion with fisticuffs. It's just not happening. You know what I'm saying? But it's really cool to think about that. So it's cool. So sorry to get off track. Let's get back to it. It's my little ramble.
It is a waiting game, and for the entirety of that game, you must never, ever be found. If the Foundation is made the quarry of this hypothetical being, it must hide. These entities are real, and Department of One protocols are engaged when the SCP Foundation is targeted by such a predator.
The origin of this text is unknown. The activation of Contingency 1 and the opening of this file implies that such a threat to the Foundation has been identified. Not only this, but this threat is here, present, and further existence of the Foundation in its current form is no longer possible. If this file has been opened, the entity that has caused the activation of this iteration of the Department of One has already detected the Foundation.
Oh shit.
It is impossible to say how close it is to seeing you. The protocols that you are responsible for are the process by which the SCP Foundation, its history and record of existence, and its knowledge as a concept are changed into a vastly different form that allows for it to remain undetected and absent from the world for an indefinite extended period of time. They are strictly only to be employed when all other options of dealing with an existential threat to the Foundation have been exhausted, and it is decided that the destruction of the Foundation is preferable to the alternative. The Department of One is the failsafe that is attached to this act of self-destruction. Its duty is to reverse the restructured reality and return the Foundation to normal existence when the time is right. The department is the sentinel, the torchbearer, that watches the threat for as long as it can, that holds the key that resurrects the Foundation from its long and deep sleep. They are the sole remaining employee of the Foundation during these periods, the key to unlock the shallow coffin. You are the designated survivor of the SCP Foundation.
It's a lot of
As if
pressure.
you are listening to this text, the SCP Foundation has been dissolved, effective immediately. Unlocking this secure page and connecting it to the main SCP database has released a rapid-affecting computer virus that is designed to circumvent all RAISA firewalls and lock the entirety of the Foundation's operating servers. Reality must be prepared for the change, and the lights are going out, one by one. You are currently the only remaining employee of the Foundation. You will receive no further contact or communication from any other member from the Foundation, including the Overseer Council, as it no longer exists.
So they are underneath that.
Your
Okay.
sole directive is to ensure the survival of the Foundation by any means necessary. If you have reached this section of the file, the current operational state of the Foundation has been saved and encoded in a secure location. Continue listening for further instructions. These are the instructions for the end of the world. You are to watch as the Foundation crumbles and turns into ash before your eyes. You are to feel the world shrink around you, collecting every last trace of that which must not be seen and hiding it away until the only remains are empty space. You will feel the taste of every fragment as it breaks away from the whole. You are to stand in the midst of the space. You are to ignore the dark creeping in at the edges of your eyes. You are to wait until it reaches you, and the borders of unreality nip at your skin, you will know that all is finally locked away.
This is dark.
You are to close your eyes so that you can remember the shape and texture of the SCP Foundation in your hands. You are to burn the image of its disintegration into your brain so that when you find yourself forgetful on the other side of the door, you will still see us in your dreams. You are to be responsible for the end of the SCP Foundation. You are to attempt to not cry out as the rapidly cascading reality finally shatters onto your body. You will fail. Remember what you say. You are to awaken in a world that has never seen the Foundation in a life that you have always lived. You are to try and remember. You are to be followed by an enemy which takes a form that is unknowable. You are to be hunted to the death. You are to try and remember. You are to avoid death or destruction. You are to survive as long as is necessary until you understand how the threat is to be neutralized. You are to try and remember. You will wait. You are the prisoner of time. You will watch just as it watches you. You will find a way to revert the changes in reality only when it is safe to do so. You must determine when safety is guaranteed.
This is so stressful.
You are to bring back the SCP Foundation from a world where it does not and has never existed. We cannot tell you how this is done. We do not know. We have never known. You are to become one. If you have reached this section of the file, the Foundation's physical and informational structure has now been crippled beyond regular function. To conclude the CK-class reality restructure, continue listening and follow the instructions. You are to read your eulogy. There is a dead tree just outside your window, where the last traces of the Foundation lie. You stand in the remnants of its shattered form. You breathe in its ashes every time you inhale. Walk to it. You are responsible for the continued survival of the SCP Foundation and the consensus reality that is tied to it. You have always been responsible since the day you were selected and told you were the Department of One, and told that your only job was to sit there and live and waste away until you received the secure message telling you to find this file in the database and open it. You thought you would never receive that message, that they all had forgotten about you, because it was their job to. You were not told that this was always to be your final resting place, and that this was decided the moment you became what you were. In one sense, you are the only one that will remain alive past the break in reality. In another, you are the only one that will die. Everything else in this reality will be effortlessly restored when you return with your mission complete. They will not know that for a time indefinite, they did not exist and never existed.
What the hell?
It is your responsibility to know that you destroyed them all, and then
What did I do?
you will forget. You die when you forget that you lived this life in the first place. You will forget your entire life, the world you were a part of, the words that are written on this page and the audio contained within this document. That's the one catch in the plan we've never been able to figure out. You are now alone in a dead reality. You have received all the documentation for your role as the Department of One. There is no other help to give. The file has run out. You will leave everything behind. You lived a good, honorable life. Watch the tree carefully. Proceed to the designated location. This file will be the only one left online. Listen to the very end of this file. You are not safe here, but the Foundation will be. You have reached the end of this file. Contingency 1 is now complete. To execute all SCP-6511 protocols, find a resting place. You will be woken momentarily.
What the hell? That was really well written. Extremely creepy though.
I would like to get...
Dude, I thought this would be like some like super grotesque thing. This was just straight depressing. Like you're the one and it's like yeah, you know, you did bring back the SCP Foundation, you kind of killed everyone, you're gonna die, but like, you're gonna like bring us back, even though none of these people existed, but they're also going to exist. That shit was confusing. That was dark, but confusing. Well, while these up, I'm probably gonna watch this thing back like 2 more times just to get a grasp on what the hell just happened. That was so confusing. At least the other ones, like, I understood because these things were just trying to like kill everything. This one was just straight depressing, like straight depressing. Hmm. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I did. It was definitely a very informative video, even though it had, you know, a really dark, very dark tone to it. But make sure you guys check out the original video in the description as always too, because you saw the amount of effort he put into this. His commentary, everything about it was just super good. It fit the theme really well, and he did a phenomenal job. So please go subscribe to his channel, like his content. It means a lot to me. So please do that in the description. If you guys also enjoy the content, if you guys enjoy my reactions, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.